Welcome back, everybody. It's new comic book day for September 24th, and check out the haul, dude. Give you guys a peek in the bag. Massive week to close out September. Let me show you guys what I got. Starting off with the pick of the week. It's got to be Absolute Wonder Woman. Quit playing, guys. It's got to be. I'm really loving where this arc is in the maze. We see Diana there fighting against, I forgot her name, dude, but Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 12. I'm loving it. As far as the rest of the haul, this is going to be in no particular order. And then obviously we'll get to what's in the rest of this new comic book day videos, the other topics. But we've also got Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring issue number 3. Patrick Horvath writing and drawing a great horror series, perfect for the October Halloween time frame. This is the second arc. You're going to want to read the first arc before reading that. We also have Detective Comics number 1101. So getting up there in terms of the numbering of Detective Comics. I'm a little bit behind on this series, but I see Janine's doing the art, so that's cool. We've got Escape number 2, a Rick Remender banger of a series. Loved issue number 1. Maybe my favorite issue number 1 of the year so far. I love this cover here. Daniel Acuna doing excellent things on the artwork. We have Far Down Below number 5. I believe this closes out this Mad Cave Studios series written by Chris Condon. It's been pretty fun so far. It's kind of like the Goonies. Give me Goonie vibes. Green Arrow number 28. Sad, dude. Hearing that this series is going to end in maybe I think 3 issues or something like that. Absolutely just heartbroken. It's been one of my favorite from DC Comics. And I got to say, this is all your guys' fault for not picking up Green Arrow. Now it's getting canceled. My heart's in pieces, dude. We got Green Arrow number 28. Closing out Chris Condon and Montos' run on the Green Arrow title. Coming up here shortly. We got Justice League Unlimited, issue number 11. The prelude to DCKO. Behind on this series. Got to catch up. I got to get ready for DCKO, so I got to read a lot of different things. This series, I got to catch up on a couple more, and then I'll be ready for DCKO. We got the New History of the DC Universe, number 3. Look at this cover, dude. Beautiful. All the legacy heroes mixed in with some of the newer faces in the DC continuity. Mark Waid with a lot of different artists on this one. Looks like we get Jurgens and Mankey. That's pretty cool. But then, of course, it's got the Chris Samney cover, dude. Been loving all these covers. News from the Fallout number 4. Chris Condon, busy guy. It's his 3rd release for the day. News from the Fallout number 4. Been loving this series. And yeah, hope to keep it going. Gives me like a Twilight Zone, like zombie infected, following the survivors sort of story. So that's been pretty fun. Skinbreaker number 1. One of my most anticipated reads of the week. This is from Robert Kirkman and Image Comics Skybound. And this is his newest kind of universe he's launching. So we got Skinbreakers. I heard it's really, really good. The artwork is supposed to be really, really detailed inside. And yeah, look forward to a comic book review next week on this and everything that we're talking about in this haul here. We also have Superman number 30. Been loving the Superman title. Ton of fun. It's one of my favorite titles out of DC, like ongoing long series from DC. I've been such a joy reading this and picking it up every single month. And yeah, we're doing some Booster Gold stuff. Soups doesn't remember who Booster Gold is, dude. That's pretty sad for Booster, but hopefully they can get out of this Legion of Darkseid kind of situation that they're going on. Superman Unlimited number 5. This series is getting close to getting dropped. Is a better way to say it. Superman Unlimited number 5. I'm liking it. It's just not like doing a super ton for me. I'd much rather read a bunch of the other Superman titles. If I'm being honest with you, this one's hanging on by a thread. The Voice Said Kill number 3. I think this is a 4-issue miniseries, and I really like Vanessa Del Rey's artwork, so I'm going to keep it going, just close out this series. Ultimate Hawkeye number 1. So a little spin-off series from the Ultimates title over in the Ultimate Universe from Marvel Comics. Excited. I like this Hawkeye character, so excited to see him in his own kind of mini-series there. Maybe he's going on like his own little missions. That's pretty cool. Hawkeye. That's fun. Ultimate Spider-Man number 21, of course. Almost to the end of this run, I guess, before Ultimate Endgame comes around, the new event from Marvel Comics. The Invisible Man, issue number 2. I liked issue number 1. Wasn't my favorite issue number 1 of the Universal Monsters. Kind of a lot of setup, right? But then beautiful artwork from Denis, of course, and then James Tynion IV writing. I know we're in store for a pretty good series out of this one. And then last but not least, Wonder Woman number 25. Wicked behind. I got like 5 issues to catch up. Maybe I'll do that this weekend or something like that. That sounds kind of fun. But yeah, Wonder Woman number 25. That's what we got. New comic book day for September 24th. Closing out the month. Super, super strong. I mean, just look at this, guys. An insane amount of comics. Let me know what you guys are picking up. Let me know what your pick of the week is as well. And for the rest of the comic book video, we've got Magic the Gathering pack opening, talking about the Spider-Man pre-release event that I had the opportunity to go to. talk about everything I read as far as collected editions for the month of September. A lot of different omnis, trades, deluxe editions. If you're into that, definitely stay tuned. And then closing out the video by doing comic book reviews for everything I read last week, September 17th, new comic book day. So yeah, comic book reviews close out the video. That's what we got. New comic book day for September 24th. Definitely stay tuned. Use the chapter down below. Like if you like, sub if you love. And yeah, stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Very special video. Today we're talking Magic the Gathering. So got into Magic probably about a week ago. All my in real life friends playing it, wanted to get involved, and I thought the Spider-Man release would be the best time to do it. So last week on Friday, my friend took me to a Spider-Man pre-release event, got some of these packs, got the pre-release box, played a couple rounds, just trying to learn and experience Magic, man. So in today's video, we're gonna be opening these packs and we're gonna be talking about my experience just in general as someone who's getting into kind of Magic in general. But yeah, man, let's start off with these packs, dude. I'm gonna open, first off, dude, I'm gonna open the collector booster. I've been waiting to open this ever since last Friday when my friend took me. So let's see what we got, man. But yeah, dude, I had a ton of fun at the pre-release event. I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. I have no experience making a Magic deck, for example, right? So for those that don't know, when you go to a pre-release event, your box like this comes with, I wanna say like maybe 5 or 6 packs, something like that. And you kind of rip them and you get an hour to make the best deck you can. Okay, so we got, okay, shiny food. It's great, my computer crashed right when I was trying to open this. All right, so we got the shiny food, flipping it over. Doc Ock's Henchman. Lurking Lizards. Masked Meower. Okay, so a lot of these I've seen before, just these are the shiny variants. Oh, Spider Suit Artifact, okay. Aunt May, okay. Molten Man, I've not seen Molten Man before, that's cool. Flash Thompson, a Mountain Land, Spinneret and Spiderling, Interdimensional Web Watch. Oh, okay. Lady Octopus, that's pretty cool. I got Doc Ock over there. Reanimate, so this is like a little art card, like a little, it's got comic art on the Magic card, so that's cool. Reanimate. Iron Spider. Oh, okay, yep. That's pretty nice and shiny. And then Robot. Okay, so probably not the best pack you could ever get ever. Definitely the coolest thing, that Reanimate. But let's just talk about my Magic experience in general, man. So I had a ton of fun going to this Magic event. Had not experienced making a Magic deck before. You know, you want to do it in a certain amount of time, and then you go off and you play a bunch of people. And the way it works is if you win one game, you get a free pack, right? So me and my friend, we actually got a pack, but it wasn't because we won, it's because we got a buy. So, but yeah. So yeah, man, I don't know. Just had a ton of fun at my first ever Magic event. Trying to learn just Magic in general. Very similar to, oh, that's kind of cool. Maximum Carnage. That's probably pretty good, guys. All right. I got Craven there too. But yeah, man, I had a ton of fun learning Magic. I will say it's kind of hard for me right now to, I don't know. It's just such like there's a lot to Magic, right? There's a lot to learn. So I feel like I'm drowning just a little bit, trying to learn everything. But, you know, you do the app, you get the tutorial. Everyone at the Magic event was very helpful. And they were, you know, letting me know the order of operations and, oh, that affects that first and all that stuff. They were keeping me on track. So, oh, nice, Spider-Man. I was trying to potentially make a commander deck with either Spider-Man or Venom. I think that could be cool. So that's my kind of larger plans. But yeah, man, everybody was super helpful. It was this tiny room in my local card shop. It was packed. I think it was 32 people total. I tried to get some footage. I was thinking about filming just a little bit to include in here for some B-roll or something, but I didn't want to film anybody, make anybody uncomfortable. So I just decided to just hang out with my buddy and just play some Magic, man. So yeah, dude, I would say in general, my plans for Magic, I don't think I'm going to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars, right? I know my friends, they're going pretty crazy with Magic right now, building all sorts of decks. I got enough expensive hobbies to worry about. You guys see all the action figures behind me, all the comic books I get every week. So I don't want to get too monetarily invested in Magic, but I want a couple of commander decks to be able to play with my buddies. Nice, got Sun Spider there. So at some point, we'll be trying to build a Spider-Man based commander deck or a Venom commander deck as well. I think that could be fun. Doc Ock, that's pretty nice. The first game I played, I got my ass kicked, dude. Which, you know, first ever Magic game against a person, like against a real in-person person. And yeah, she beat my ass, dude. But I had a ton of fun, learned a lot. It's so funny to me when this deck first comes out, right? And people already know the kind of synergies and the combos that they want to be working with. So at one point she had Iron Spider with Doc Ock legs. And so this guy had just a ton of different power and he was just beating me upside the head. But yeah, man, had a ton of fun just learning. How do you guys feel about the kind of Spider-Man in Magic in general? I know that a lot of Magic fans and a lot of longtime Magic fans are maybe a little bit upset that Spider-Man is getting all this love. Oh, that's kind of cool, a shiny J. Jonah Jameson. But I don't know, the way I look at it, man, it got me in the door, got a lot of people I know into the door. So, you know, I get that maybe they want something more true to the Magic lore and everything instead of getting all these different IPs involved. Maybe it seems a little, oh, that's cool. We got Morbius. Maybe it's a little like, I don't know. They see it like a little Fortnite-ish, you know what I mean? Like just all these IP just invading the game they love. With, I mean, you got Avatar coming up as well. You just had Final Fantasy, so I get that. They probably want like a unique property or something like that, a unique expansion. But yeah, man, this is what I got so far. So a lot of these that I just opened, cards that I've seen before. This is the what I had working with before. My buddy gave me a bunch of blue sleeves, buddy Greg. So yeah, man, just having a ton of fun learning Magic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little card opening, this little ramble. I don't know, man. It's just like a fun new thing to get involved in my life with this Magic stuff, dude. So we're drowning in Magic cards, guys, but I don't think I'm going to be spending too much money, just a couple commander decks here and there, man. But yeah, I would say if you are wanting to get into Magic, this seems like a good set to get your feet wet, to get into the hobby. You know, there's no commander sets, unfortunately. There's no commander decks pre-built that you can buy that include all the Spider-Man characters. I don't think they've released enough cards to do that. I don't think, maybe. But they've released, there's like some starter bundles, right? So you can go and buy you know, all the different colors, and then they have a random deck in that as well, I think. So if that makes any sense, they have like welcome starter bundles as opposed to full-on commander decks that you can go out and buy. I think I'm gonna try to get my hands on one of those, maybe a black one, because like I said, I was trying to make maybe potentially a commander Venom deck or a white deck, one of the white starter bundles, and then I can build a Spider-Man commander deck. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, be on the lookout for starter kits at your local card shops and stuff like that. The Magic set should be out by the time I post this video. If you guys are, you know, into Magic, if you'd like to see me making more Magic videos, I'm a little bit iffy on, you know, making Magic content because I don't know too much about it, right? So you probably guys want an authority voice on the subject instead of just some guy just rambling. But I have no idea, man. We'll see what we can do. Let me know down in the comments. Like if you liked, sub if you love. September has been a pretty big reading month for me, man. Let's talk about everything that I've been reading in the month of September as far as comic books go, dude. And yeah, first thing we're gonna talk about is Batman the Cult, one of my favorite new Batman stories of all time that I've checked out. We're also talking about Incognito, an Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips classic. This is from the Marvel Icon imprint. So it's technically Marvel series, right? It's not in the Marvel universe, but it's like a creator-owned sort of thing. Anyways, I loved it. We're also talking about Descender. This is book number 2, deluxe edition number 2. I read deluxe edition last month, number 1, and I loved it, dude, so wanted to keep it going. Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen, excellent series there. And then finally, we're gonna be talking about Sex Criminals, the complete edition. Matt for Action, Chip Zdarsky. But let's start off with that Batman the Cult, dude. So, wow, listen, I knew that this series was pretty good, this little Batman story, but I didn't know how good it would be, man. It's Batman at his absolute lowest that I've seen him. This Damon Blackfire guy, he is convincing all these homeless people to join him and to fight back against the city. But to do that, he's saying you need to be as violent as some of the criminals, right? That's the only way to kind of cleanse this city. Look at the artwork as I'm going though. Some of the trippiest and coolest and most unique Batman art that I've seen personally, that I've ever experienced and run into. Just such a cool look for Batman. But the story literally starts off with Batman captured by the villain of the story. Sort of like this cult leader sort of figure, as he's sort of convincing all these people to join his ranks. And we see Batman, he's tripping balls, dude. They're feeding him all these drugs. So he doesn't know what the heck is going on, man. I think this is a great one, man. Batman the Cult. If you're looking for a classic Batman story, you can very rarely you'll do better than this story here. Yeah, dude, I loved it. And a certified classic banger. Really cool stuff. Let's talk about Incognito as well. So that's a Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips story. Like I was saying, always got to read some Ed Brubaker in the month. This is awesome, dude. It's not my favorite Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips story, but it's up there. It's like a top 3. So it's all about this dude. His name is Zach Overkill, okay? Right now, he's sort of like a pencil pusher sort of dude, but back in the day, he was an evil villain with his twin brother. They were like super powered guys going around. They were just villains, right? Super villains. And now, this Zach Overkill guy is in witness protection. He sold out some of his villain friends, and he's trying to live a low life, just pencil pushing. And the government has given him these drugs that kind of nullify and make it so he doesn't have powers. And so, that's just his lot in life, he feels. But it turns out you take this other drug and it cancels out that drug. Now you have superpowers back, man. So kind of underneath the government's like nose, he is going out and he's superpowered again, and he's gonna try to be a hero this time. But not a good hero, like a vigilante, like he's stopping rapers, he's stopping muggers, but he's doing it in a pretty brutal way, just totally destroying people, man. But I love the world of this one. Very cool. It's like this world that's very saturated with supervillains. Like everybody has supervillain powers. They're all like set up in their own supervillain organizations and stuff like that. They're all going to war with each other. And there's no real heroes in this story. It's more like, government-sponsored hero group called like the SOS, I think, something like that. And they're like the only line of defense between the regular people and all these different supervillains. I just thought this one was so funny. It's kind of very tongue-in-cheek. The Zach Overkill character is just so over the top. And the first 6 issues, it's called just Incognito, I believe. And then it goes into Incognito, and then it goes Bad Influences. I thought that the Incognito story was probably a little bit better. And then the Bad Influences is kind of like the sequel story to it, where he tries to get in with this government organization, the SOS, try to be on their side. To be honest, the only thing I didn't like about this story, obviously as I'm flipping through, you're seeing classic Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips sort of style, artwork, kind of the way they tell a story is very, very familiar if you've read something like this before. I would say the only thing I didn't like was how it ended, maybe. I thought the ending was just a tad weak. It was kind of unceremonious, you know what I mean? It's very, left a lot to be desired, I guess, the ending to this story, but the journey throughout, I mean, what a fun story, and just a classic Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips story, man. I'm really glad to have it in this hardcover. This is one that, you can reread it and have a ton of fun with it. I'm glad to have it in my collection. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. Incognito. Whenever I hear about Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips stuff, no one says Incognito. They need to be saying Incognito, dude. This was excellent. This was excellent stuff. Let's talk about The Sender. Wow, what an excellent read. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. This is a direct continuation of the first deluxe edition, so just continuing that awesome story. We get this Andy kid. He's trying to find Tim 21, his brother from back in the day. Obviously, his brother is robotic, but he still has, he's got like a compassion chip and stuff like that. So he's more human than a typical robot in this world. And yeah, we still get, all the different groups from the story that we learned in the first deluxe edition. They're still kind of split. I just love this story, man. It gets introduced with a little bit of magic, right? So you got the kind of the heavy sci-fi, but maybe a touch of magic gets introduced into this one, which I know it plays a heavy role in the Ascender sequel series that comes right after this that I'll probably read in the month of October. But yeah, man, this was just such an excellent read. I love all the twists and turns, but overall, man, just so much heart in the story. Jeff Lemire makes you care about, he can make me care about a ham sandwich, dude. It's really, really beautiful stuff. You know, you got like East to West does up there, right? You got Saga, of course. This is in that kind of, you know, echelon of Image comic series, like the best of all time type of deal. Like if you did a Mount Rushmore of Image comic series, this would be up there for me without a question of a doubt. It's so good. And yeah, man, I'm just loving it. Continuing it with Ascender. I cannot wait to get into Ascender, man. That's gonna be really cool. But I'd recommend Ascender. That's an excellent series. Let's talk about Sex Criminals, dude. So ending the month by reading Sex Criminals, trying to read some Matt Fraction stuff as he's taken over the Batman series. I gotta be honest with you guys, I wasn't sure what to expect from the Sex Criminals series. I know that these two main characters, Susie and John, whenever they do it, it freezes time. And that's all I knew about the series, right? Wow, this series is a lot deeper than that on the surface. I mean, no pun intended, you know? But this series, it's more about relationships. It's more about, you know, the role that sex plays or can play in a relationship. It's more about, you know, these two people getting to know each other, falling in love, maybe breaking up. Like it's pretty deep. There's a lot of, you know, you scratch the surface and there's a lot more to this story than just people having sex and stopping the world. There's also an evil organization. They're called the Sex Cops, the Sex Police, and they don't want anybody else to use this power. So we learn that John and Susie are not the only people that have this power. Whenever they have sex or whatever, it freezes the world. They find out that they aren't quite alone. There are more people in the world that have that power. And so, you know, it's all that, but then it gets into like the slice of life stuff. It's just people working their everyday jobs. Maybe they don't like the job. Maybe they want to use these powers to kind of better their life. And, you know, it's like Susie and John's friends and kind of their trials and tribulations, like finding love and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this story. It's not just two people having sex doing crimes like you would expect just from the title or the synopsis of the series. It gets pretty deep, man. I really enjoyed Sex Criminals. Very weird and kind of, I mean, right here you're seeing like a tentacle, I don't know. It's a weird series, man. As I'm flipping through, I'm just getting reminded by some really, really weird stuff. But I think it's a good series. Definitely check it out. More of an advanced, mature kind of reader as I flip right past that page. I don't know what else to say about Sex Criminals. I guess I'll say about Chip Zdarsky's artwork left a little bit to be desired. It's a little bit, you know, kind of funny and simplistic in how it can be sometimes. Sometimes you'll flip a page and it's like, whoa, all right, Chip, that's pretty cool. But a lot of times it is just people's faces, very simplistic kind of cartooning style, just back and forth sort of talking. Nothing super, super crazy. Like right here, this is cool, Chip. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty cool. But then most of the time it's just kind of funny slice of life sort of art style. And yeah, man, I would recommend Sex Criminals. I'm glad I had a chance to read it this month. Get more of an insight on Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky as comic book creators. But yeah, dude, that's what we got. That's what I read for the month of September. It's your weekly comic book reviews, everything I read for September 17th through Comic Book Day that I wanted to talk about. Let's start off with, of course, the big release of the week. We got Deadpool Batman, the first Marvel and DC crossover in decades. I want to say since like the 90s or something like that. Let's take a look at this, man. What did I think? I thought that this was all right, okay? So the main story, Batman and Deadpool, pretty hit or miss. I mean, it's like a what's kind of going on type of thing. Deadpool teaming up with the Joker. All right, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's just like a fun story, right, guys? I mean, it's nothing that'll blow your socks off. It was pretty long, man. But I gotta say, dude, some of the other scenarios were more interesting to me. Like once I ended the Batman Deadpool story, which is like half of the thing, I was like, okay, cool. The Wonder Woman Captain America story, I thought was way better. The Jeff the Shark and the Crypto the Superdog story, that one was all right, maybe a little bit too short. It was like literally just Crypto and Jeff playing volleyball or something. The Daredevil Green Arrow one, that one was cool. So that one involved, and it was kind of like their different philosophies on crime fighting and how the world should be. They kind of going back and forth, helping each other out as they fight off the hand. That story was pretty cool, but maybe again, a little bit too short. Rocket Raccoon Green Lantern, that one was like a page long. I don't even remember that one. Yeah, it started here. That one was literally 2 pages, okay? And then Old Man Logan, Batman Dark Knight Returns. That one was Frank Miller, just, I don't even know what the heck was going on. And then Logo, which is a combo of Logan, Wolverine, and Lobo. All right, man, you know, that one was like a little surprise thing. So overall, this package, very mixed, all right, very mixed. I think that the highlights for me were definitely the Daredevil and Green Arrow, and then probably the Captain America and the Wonder Woman one, man. I thought that one was really interesting and really, really deep philosophical kind of questions being asked. Next up, guys, let's talk about the Absolute Flash, dude. Absolute Flash number 7. This is the best issue in the series so far, and it kind of cements to me like, okay, you kind of see what Jeff Lemire's doing. Took a little bit to get there, but now we actually have stakes. The villain has kidnapped Wally's dad. And at the end of this, dude, I thought it was so interesting because we're seeing the rogues are going after Wally. Wally is in a small town. He's just trying to, still on the run. He's hanging out with this version of Gorilla Grodd, who I just love this version of Gorilla Grodd, man. They just have this really cool connection, this mind meld. They're able to talk to each other. But at the very end of the issue, after we see the rogues are hunting down Wally, they decide to potentially team up with him, dude. They're saying, hey, why go back to the government when we could just team up and be the rogues, man? So it's this interesting thing. Is Wally West going to be a member of the rogues? I think that's really fun. Really kind of twist on the, you know, the Absolute Universe twist on the story we know and love. It's Wally West going against Weather Wizard, though. Really, really cool stuff. Really great art, too. I thought this was really spectacular on the art side as well. But yeah, man, standout issue of the series so far. Love where this one is going. I'm not dropping it anymore, dude. Jeff Lemire, you saved it, dude. Let's talk about Exquisite Corpses number 5. One of my favorite new series of the year, Image Comics, Tiny Onion. It's James Tynion IV right in this one with, actually, yeah, it's got Bel-Air. Bel-Air right in this one? That's pretty cool. Jordi Bel-Air right? Yeah, Jordi Bel-Air right in this one. That's really fun. We got art by Claire Rowe and Michael Walsh as well. In this one, it's just a continuation of this fun story, man. It's a small town in Maine. A bunch of killers have sort of descended upon it, and they're doing a battle royale. Whoever's the last one to survive, they win. But yeah, man, as you guys are seeing, it's Halloween time, so that kind of adds to the atmosphere of the story. And it gives it like this really cool, you know, sense of flair, like everybody's dressed in Halloween costumes, going out to parties and stuff like that. I'm into the story. I'm loving where this one is going. Exquisite Corpses number 5. It's a highlight from Image Comics, man. Definitely don't miss out. Let's talk about Robin and Batman Year 1, issue number 11. Close to the end of this series. I'm loving it though, man. So in the last one, we know that Dick Grayson was taken away to a different foster home, and Batman, he kind of has to see what life would be like if he, you know, he had Robin, but then he lost him. But maybe this is the best thing for Dick Grayson. Sort of that question, really deep. And a lot of great moments between Alfred and Batman in this. And he's trying to go up against Two-Face and Clayface and, you know, try to end it once and for all. But he realizes like, hey, I'm in over my head as he's falling at the very end here. He needs that boy wonder. He needs that Robin to save him, dude. So they have to be a pair, man. You can't do Batman without Robin. And yeah, I'm just loving the messaging behind all this. Characterizations are really strong. Chris Samney, Mark Waid just doing magic together. Thinking this one's really fun. Definitely check it out when it's all out in a trade. That's going to be a really cool trade. Nightwing number 130. I'm loving this third arc, man. It's sort of putting together the first arc that we had and the second arc with the fifth dimensional imp sort of thing. It's sort of putting those together, and I think this is a really, really strong direction for where this Nightwing run is heading. You get the beautiful Dexter Soy artwork as you see Nightwing just flying through the city. The gangs are still at war. The cops have been leveled up by Sphere Industries. They have like super heavy weaponry, and they're going against the gangs, and sort of Nightwing sort of caught in the crossfire. But we also get this guy. This is the Kandorian version of he's Nightwing Prime, okay? It's Nightwing Prime merged with the body of one of the gangs, like a kid from one of the gangs, the Teddy Bear Gang. So it's this kid in this super powerful, almost Kryptonian body. And so, you know, it looks like Nightwing's gonna be mentoring this kid and helping him out, becoming a hero, and potentially recruiting him to help save the city. So I'm loving where this story is going, dude. Dan Waters, Dexter Soy, just loving this Nightwing series, man. Let's talk about Fantastic Four number 3. Solid issue, dude, solid issue. Even though, I don't know, the whole fact that it ties in with One World Under Doom, it's not that heavy of a tie-in, so thank God. But yeah, in this one, it's all about the Fantastic Four, how they overcome this problem, because Doom has set up essentially save points. Like if you've ever played a video game, you save the game. If you mess up, you can always go back to that save point. Doom has set up a save point system, so whenever he's defeated by the Fantastic Four, he reloads back to the previous save, and he knows how to beat the Fantastic Four by the time it gets to that point. And so the Fantastic Four are really kind of spinning their wheels. They don't know how to beat this, except they go in, they find the machine that's doing all the save stating, and they destroy it, right? So they put an end to Doctor Doom's ability to sort of reset and just never lose. And I guess this ties into One World Under Doom, because now everybody can beat Doctor Doom. He doesn't have a save state, system set up anymore. So just a fun sci-fi Fantastic Four story. Everyone working together to solve the science problem. Fun, timey-wimey stuff. I think this one's pretty solid. Ultimates number 16. Not my favorite issue of the series so far, mostly because it takes place from the point of view of a civilian, as they're sort of, this one is more of a explanation on the Ultimates world that they're living in, the kind of oppression that the regular civilians face, the fact that they aren't allowed to share any information, the fact that the information they get is so, from the bad guys, so it's nothing you can believe and it's not very truthful. We see this girl as she's sort of grappling with all of this as like a what to do situation. Like she wants to get involved, she wants to help free her people, but she's not quite sure how to do it. She gets involved in this Ultimates organization, and yeah, that's kind of where she gets found out by these no-face men, and she kind of goes on the run. Her parents are passed, whatever. So yeah, it's just a very close and personal story to this girl that we don't really know, and it gives us sort of an insight on the Ultimates universe so far and kind of the world that they're in, but not my favorite issue of the series so far. It didn't involve any of the Ultimates cast, you know what I mean? It was just focused on this girl. So I'll have to see if she plays a bigger role in the Ultimates series in general, or if this is like a one-shot sort of peek behind the curtains of what the civilians are kind of living like. I'm not sure. Let's talk about New Gods number 10. Solid issue, right? I think for me, this one, I just wasn't a big fan of the artwork. Like it goes from the Evan Cagle stuff that I love, and then you flip it and it starts getting into more of like a cartoony, like I didn't really like the facial expressions from any of this artist. I don't know, man, it just took it down a notch for me. But I mean, it's pretty cool what's going on. I mean, we got the Justice League teaming up with the New Gods. They're trying to go after this kid who has been kidnapped by Max World Lord and all the different, like Desaad and all those guys. It's also the Chitauri that were chasing the New Gods away from their home and forced them to crash land on Earth. They're also coming through, and it looks like they're about to invade Earth as well. So we're coming to a pretty interesting point in this New God series. I think we got 11 and 12. We'll have to see how Ron B and the gang closes it out. Strong issue of the series, but not my favorite because of the art. I thought what was going on I was a fan of, but not a fan of that art. Let's talk about Crypto number 4. Last but not least. Last but not least. This one was great because it was so sad. I guess that's kind of a weird way to put it, but I loved it, but it was very sad. And look at this dog, dude. This dog looks like my dog. Maybe I'll put up a picture, but my dog, Jerry, looks exactly like this dog. So it's Crypto and this dog. They're going back and forth. They're having a ton of fun, playing around, just becoming friends, going around eating hot dogs, playing with sticks and that sort of thing. They're sleeping together in the woods. And then we get into this situation. These kids, they run into a Brainiac kind of prototype robot. The robot turns on, it starts attacking them, and the Crypto and this dog, they want to save the kids, so they jump in front of the punch. And dude, it's absolutely brutal. Brutal, dude. It had me in tears. I mean, you got this dog, Ryan North, dude. What is going on with this series? In my mind, you would want to give this series to a kid, right? Like this is a perfect, hey kids, get involved in comics, start reading comics. It's Crypto the Super Dog, right? And then each issue will just bum you out, depress you, and make you sad, dude. So I thought it was a great issue, but the fact that the dog looks so much like Jerry Boy, man, brutal stuff. Anyways, that's what we got. New Comic Book Day reviews for September 17th. Let me know if you guys read any of these. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics.